Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to the Sacred Man Experience podcast. I am Imran Muhammad. Once again, here we speak about the journey of manhood through the lens of faith, how to be strong but also soft, how to lead but also to listen. Today's podcast title, The Silent Epidemic, Understanding the Male Suicide and Despair. In the United Kingdom, suicide is the single biggest killer of men under the age of 45. In Europe and America, the statistics tell a story of a gender in major crisis. But for the Muslim man, the statistics are often hidden behind a veil of shame or haya that has been misplaced. We think that if we admit we are struggling, we are admitting a lack of iman, faith. I want to speak to the brother who's sitting in London or in Paris or in New York or in Riyadh or in Islamabad or in Jakarta, anywhere listening to this, who is successful on the outside but feels like he is drowning in a sea of grey in the inside. I want to speak to the man who feels he has to be a pillar of stone for his wife, for his children, and his community, while his own foundation is crumbling. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, who we consider as the example and the model of a sacred man, sought refuge from al-ham wal-hazn, anxiety and sorrow. If the best of creation acknowledge these feelings, why do we pretend they don't exist? Today, inshallah, we pierce the armor of silence. The architecture of despair. Let's look at the mechanics of despair through the lens of behavioral coaching. Why do men reach a point where they feel there is no exit? It's often due to a cognitive distortion called deletion. When a man is under extreme pressure, may that be financial, marital, or spiritual, his brain begins to delete all resourceful states. He forgets the times he succeeded. He forgets the love he has. He enters a tunnel vision where the only submodality he can see is nothing other than darkness. We talk about the internal dialogue. Most men have a critical voice that is louder than any external enemy. It tells you, you are a failure, you are a burden. They would be better off without you. This is a linguistic virus. We also see the stoic trap. We've been conditioned to believe that manhood equals suppression. But suppression is not strength. Suppression is a pressure cooker. Eventually, the valve breaks. To heal, we have to change the psychology of depression and the physiology of depression. We cannot feel total despair while standing tall, breathing deeply, and looking at the horizon. We have to break the physical pattern to save the mental state. Sustenance of the soul. Now let us turn to the giants of our tradition, those models that we try to emulate and learn from. Long before modern psychology, Imam Abu Zayd al-Balkhi wrote Masali al-Abdan wal-Anfus, sustenance of the soul. Al-Balkhi was a genius because he recognized that the soul can get sick. It's like the body. He identified mental health as a sacred priority. He taught us that when the soul is constricted, what we call qabd, it is not always a sign of sin. Sometimes it is a trial of the temperament. Let's look at someone who's really famous for this particular, conflict. None other than the great polymath, the great scholar, the great jurist of his time, Imam al-Ghazali. May Allah be pleased with him. He reached the peak of academic and social success in the city of Baghdad. But he fell into a deep depression where he could not even speak. He had to leave everything to find his sacred center. The sacred man knows that his life is not his own to take. It is an amana, a trust from Allah. But Allah does not expect you to carry that trust alone. Despair is often a sign that we have relied too much on asbab, which is worldly means, and forgotten the musabbib, the creator of the means. In Islamic psychology, we use the concept of tawakkul, reliant trust. It doesn't mean the pain goes away. No, it means the pain is given a meaning. When pain has meaning, it becomes endurable. When pain is meaningless, it becomes suicidal. We must reconnect our suffering to the divine decree, to find the air to breathe again. The lifeline. If you are listening to this and you feel that grey fog, here is your sacred man protocol. One of the great significant reasons why we started this particular podcast, the Sacred Man Experience podcast, was not only to listen to antidotes or have knowledge or information, but also take something which is practical and which you can bring into your life on a daily basis. So the Sacred Man protocol, the parts integration. Acknowledge the part of you that wants to give up. Don't fight it. Ask it. What are you trying to protect me from? Usually it's trying to protect you from pain. Then call upon the sacred man part, the second part, the part that protects, provides, and persists. Let them talk to each other. Realize you are the observer of your thoughts, not the thoughts themselves. The second part of the protocol. Al-Balkhi states that the physical reset is important. If your mind is spiraling, change your environment immediately. Al-Balkhi suggested delightful sights, scents, and sounds. Go to a park, smell the rain. Listen to the Quran, recite in a mode that moves you. Break the sensory loop of the golden gilded cage. Step 3 of the protocol, the vulnerability audit. Find one man, just one, and say these words: I am struggling. And I need you to just listen to me. Look, this is not weakness. This is tactical vulnerability. It breaks the isolation, which is the devil's playground. It is the devil that creates the despair. And it is within our hands to break that. Step 4 of the protocol, the sujood of release. Go into prostration. Stay there. Don't say a formal prayer if you can't find the words. Just weep. Let the earth take the weight of your heart. When your forehead touches the ground, this is something called grounding. You're physically connecting yourself to a neutral state. Whatever you are feeling at that time, in that, at least apparently, which is a ritualistic act of prayer, but it's also changing the position of your body. The prostration will help you to release the feeling that you have in your heart, in your mind, and the weeping and the expression of that, which is between you and your Lord. Nobody else will ever know. But if you don't try it, you will never know. Brothers and sisters, the world is better with you in it. Your children need your presence, not just your provision. Your community needs your soul, not just your success. You are a sacred man. You were created by Al-Khaliq for a purpose that only you can fulfill. If the armor is too heavy, take it off for a moment. We are here to carry it with you. In the next episode, we're going to look back to the Father's shadow and understand how the men who raised us shaped the men we become and we have become, and how to heal the wounds they left behind. My beloveds, until then, stay grounded, stay connected, and remember, there is no shame in being human. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi